What's up, my dudes? XGC Repo here, and welcome to my series called Unscripted Car Rides. This is Unscripted Car Rides number 1. So, what this series basically is it's a vlog. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a vlog, and basically it's exactly what it sounds like. Unscripted car rides, because I have to drive to and from work, which takes about an hour a piece every day. So I figured, hey, why not make a vlog while doing it? With that being said, the reason why it's called Unscripted Car Rides is because all I'm going to talk about is what's on my mind, what's on other people's minds, what my opinion is on that. And these are my opinions and my opinions alone. It's nobody else's. But since this is the first video, please do me a favor. For everybody that did check this out, everybody that checks out this video, if you do like it, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. And leave in the comments below some topics that bug you, some topics that you would like some opinion on, or somebody else's opinion on, something that you're struggling with, something that you or something that you like, something that brings joy to your life or sadness to your life. Go ahead and post that down below, and I'll select those topics, make a video on it, and we'll talk about it. And I'll put my opinions on it. And so, like I said, these are my opinions, nobody else's. So, all right. So, anyways. Today, something interesting happened. As everybody knows, PokemonGo is a huge thing right now, blowing up. And I have never played. I know. I've never played a Pokemon game in my entire life. It wasn't my thing. I just kind of stayed away from it. And and I just wasn't really into it. I mean, I did see some of the cartoons. I did not watch it religiously. I do see where people do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's just wasn't really my thing. I was more into, or still am, into things like MMORPGs, such as WoW and stuff like that. Into first-person shooter games, and destruction and violence and stuff like that. Discovery games, horror games, stuff like that. Adventure, not so much. Wasn't really my thing. So, and I think this would be categorized as adventure because you go out, you catch these things, and you fight other people, and it allows you to adventure out. So anyway, never really been big on PokemonGo or Pokemon in general. So PokemonGo came out. And the thing about PokemonGo that got me, that absolutely made me download it, is the physical part of actually going out in this augmented reality to catch these things. And to go to these Pokestops and go to all these, the gyms and do that. But it also touches on something that I have said to multiple friends. I have said on stream, for everybody that doesn't know or has never seen me before, I do stream. I stream at twitch.tv/xgcrepo. I'll go ahead and put that in the description. And you're already at my YouTube, so I don't think I have to put that down. So, on my streams, with friends, with people over the internet, people that I voice chat with and whatnot, I have discussed my concern about society and being social. How there is, back when I was younger and when I was growing up, there's a sense of, 405, there was a sense of community. There was a sense of having fun and being social interaction with neighborhoods or neighbors in the neighborhood, in the town itself that you live in. at the community rec center, community center, the civic center, even city hall, whatever the case may be. When I grew up, that was a big thing. Community was a big thing. Being social was a big thing. And going outside and playing was a big thing. So that really was sad when I would drive down the neighborhoods I grew up in, and they're barren. Nobody outside playing. The only time you really see anybody outside is when they're loading up the car, coming in and out of work, or in and out of running errands that day, whatever the case may be. But it just doesn't happen anymore, and to me it breaks my heart, because I feel like that was the foundation that we grew up in, and that's why we were so social. School was fun. Don't get me wrong, there was shitty people in school. There always will be shitty people at school. And for everybody that's younger, that hasn't graduated yet, or still going through school, just know that some people never leave the high school mentality. You'll never get out of that. So we might. People that grow up and mature and move on might. But there's a lot of people in life, adults, that don't get out of that mentality. So be prepared for that. But also knowing, and if you guys haven't graduated, you're still going through school, also know that you yourself make your own way in life. Don't let anybody else influence, unless it's a positive influence. Don't let anybody else influence how you're going to take life on, and if you're going to succeed or fail. Success and failure is all up to you and you alone, nobody else. If you allow somebody to affect you and allow somebody that may help you fail, the only person to blame is yourself. You will go through hard times and you will go through fun times. It's how you take on those situations is going to mold you into a person. So that's my spiel on that. I know I got a little off subject because I was talking about PokemonGo. The reason why I was talking about PokemonGo is I did download it because it makes you go outside. Now, disclaimer, I'm not being sponsored, nor am I being paid by anybody, developers of PokemonGo, Nintendo, or anything like that. These are my opinions only. Yeah, so there's nothing there. So I liked it because of the social aspect. Please be careful when you play it. It is a huge distraction, considering the fact that you do have to consistently and constantly look down and live on your phone for a little bit until you get to the spot that you want to be at, or whatever the case may be. But because it uses GPS in order to make sure that you're in the correct area, you do have to make sure you're looking at your phone. That being said, please stay safe. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please do not step out into traffic. Watch where you're going. Do not drive and play PokemonGo. Pull over, move over. Don't drive and actively play it. I want you guys to be safe and be alive while you're able to enjoy this game. Okay? So, the social aspect of PokemonGo is awesome, I think, in my opinion, coming from a social background of interaction and playing sports and, you know, being in school events and loving to play in my neighborhood. I loved it. So there's that. And today, for example, I was visiting some family because I live in an apartment complex and I don't have my packages, like I have regular mail sent to my apartment complex because it's under lock and key, but packages I don't have sent to my apartment complex because you can see my door from like halfway down the street and they leave your packages at the door, so there's no privacy and everybody can see that, hey, UPS or the USPS or whoever your ordering company, shipping company was, decided to drop it off, and it's going to sit there all day. Unless you have really cool neighbors, I wouldn't recommend it. So, I have it sent to my mom's house. My mom lives 20 minutes away from my apartment. So I had it sent to her house, and her entrance to her house, the front door is in a kind of like a private hidden area off of the front yard and stuff like that. You actually have to walk into it and walk up this little stairway and go into a walkway and actually get into the front door. So it's very much out of the eyes of the public, which is nice. So I was over there picking up some packages today, and this mount being one of them, so I could do these vlogs. And I was explaining to her what this game was, and her eyes kind of lit up because she right away was kind of a social butterfly too. She liked being social when she was younger, and she loved the fact that we were social. Her kids. She loved the fact that most of us were social. That some of us played sports. Most of us played sports at one point or another, and we had no problem really making friends, talking to people. So I told her about it or whatever, and I was kind of showing her stuff. And lo and behold, she lives a few blocks away from a town hall, civic center, which is right next to it, and a sheriff's department. Sheriff's department ends up being a poke gym, and I'm sure they love that shit. So yeah, so the sheriff's department's a poke gym, and in the civic center right next to each other there's two Pokestops literally on top of each other, and you can sit in the seating outside the civic center, the town hall area. There's some seating outside with umbrellas and tables. Really kind of nice place. You can sit there and hit both spots and be there just to kind of play around and whatnot. So I was telling her about what those were, and all of a sudden I saw both Pokestops. Somebody dropped lures on both of those Pokestops. Okay. There you go. So I told her, with this whole video camera setup and this being new, and what my ideas were behind this camera setup anyway, was that I'm going to run over there real fast and I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see who's there. And so I did. And I got there, and there's a younger kid there, and at one table. Then there's a younger. He was a little older. I want to say the first kid that I saw skating around his skateboard was probably 18, 16, something like, I don't know, ages these days, I don't know. And so yeah, there was him, and there was a guy that was probably a little bit older, in his 20s. Then there was somebody probably in his mid-20s to around my age that ended up showing up. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, people were honking at each other. Before you know it, people started showing up. And there ended up being only like 10 or 15 people in all. They came in and out and whatever. They didn't really stay too long. It was like 82 degrees outside, so I can understand that some of them, didn't want to sit out in the heat. So that's fine. But so I got there, and me being a little bit, a little older, considered people like, oh, you're older, I kind of felt weird about it, because this is the first time I've hit a Pokestop and been out publicly doing it, not like going in my car, driving to it, and then walking around real fast, hitting a couple, and then going back to my car and taking off. This is the first time I've actually sat at them, because one, there was lures, and two, I wanted to see. So that's what I did. And when I got there, like I said, there was a few people kind of hanging around and whatever. And so I sat at the table and I started hitting the lure and started doing the Pokestops, and I was there for about an hour. And by the end of it, there was about 6 people that we all just decided to sit at one table and started talking about this game and how people are loving this game and what it's doing. And I've heard stories about social interactions and people making friends, making because I finally get to see all these guys, young, my age. We're not so young, but we're not old, and then everybody in between, socially interacting with each other and playing this game at the same time. The funny thing about this game is their heads are not just in their phone the entire time. They are actually communicating and talking about their jobs, talking about where they came from, where they lived, who does what, how many friends, how many gyms they've taken over. They talk about not only the game itself, but they're talking about life. Okay? And it's so good to see that people are out in the public doing this now. And you see the groups of people doing it. And it's funny because they're doing it because when they show up, it's a little awkward at first. Not gonna lie. It is a little awkward at first to show up at this place. But the minute that you start seeing people flick or spin or anything on their phone, you know why they're there. And then they see you doing it, and the kid gave me this grin and gave me a little head nod and was cool like that. And the minute that he did that, I just walked over, sat down at his table. Some other dude saw me do that after I was talking to him. Some other dude saw me do it. He came over, sat down with us, and the people that were spread apart at different tables all consolidated onto one table. And the guys that I met, the guys that were at my table, stuck around until the end. I'll go ahead and post a picture. They're right up here. Really cool dudes. They did say that I could take that picture and they gave me permission. And I also told them that I'm going to post it up on YouTube, on my channel, and they said awesome. So, thanks guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having fun. Thank you for the jokes, the laughs. Complete strangers coming together and just sharing a common bond of one thing, and then it just spreading out to just life habits, life situations, and what we enjoy, where we came from. So that's that. That's Pokemon. Yeah, I'm not explaining the game itself. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm explaining why I downloaded it, why I thought it was a great idea, and I think that they hit it head on with getting people out of the house and into public. Yeah, you're still on your phone. Yeah, you're still looking down. Yeah, you're still being antisocial. But it takes one person to say something, or one person to go over to a table, sit down with a random stranger, and talk to them. And then all of a sudden, consolidating. Everybody consolidated on each other. And started talking. The great thing about that is everybody was pretty much was a different race. Everybody was a different age. Everybody came from different backgrounds. And everybody that was there that was talking, whether they made it in that picture or not, all of them talked. All of them had a social interaction. And not one person at that point in time was racist, was sexist, prejudiced. There was no separation. There was no awkwardness except for in the beginning, because that's just, you don't know them, they're strangers. But everybody came from a different background and everybody was the same. And to me, that's huge. I don't see color, sexual orientation, sexual preference. I don't see the difference in people when it comes down to where they came from. I don't see the difference in people because they are different. To me, they're people. It doesn't matter what color, what sex, what size, what sexual orientation, what ethnic background, what social background, what monetary background. It doesn't matter where you came from. And that's one thing about what's going on lately that also makes me sad, is that people argue Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, and yes, I'm effing white. I get this. Okay? But let me give you a little bit of a background about me. I'm white. I grew up middle class. I had parents that were not married and were completely separated. My mom lived in one part of the state. My dad lived in another part of the state. They thankfully lived close enough where they could share custody on weekends and whatnot, and I still could see both. Doesn't mean I had both in my life. I was born. My dad left. He was out of the state for a while. Left me and my mom and my twin sister living in a car. We lived in a car for a while, and then lived with my grandparents. I ended up moving in with my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad. Then my mom met my stepdad. They got married. We moved in with them, and that's that. Still lives in a middle class area. The area that I lived in was multicultural, predominantly white. Actually, not really. Predominantly black, white, Hispanic, and Middle Eastern. So, and then like the town away, there was more of a like an Asian influence and whatever. My thought behind that is or what my thing behind that is I grew up in not a just white neighborhood. I grew up in a middle class, multicultural neighborhood. I played with everybody. Didn't matter. Okay. So anyway, I grew up at the age of 9. I ended up moving back. I was living with my mom before that. At the age of 9, I moved to my dad's. My twin sister, stayed in my mom's, so we were separated. I went through high school. Went all the way up through high school with him until I was 17. There was a huge thing that happened when I was 17. Family fight. Big old thing that happened. I left at the age of 17 years old. Okay, I left the summer of my junior year, going into my senior year. I turned 18 2 days before school started, and I lived with a friend. Didn't live with family, lived with a friend, and put myself through my senior year of high school. Not only did I put myself through senior year of high school, graduated high school, had a full-time job while I did it, bought my own car with my own money that I worked for, that I grinded for, and then graduated high school with like a 3.6 GPA. I was shooting for like a 3.8, but because of all the stuff that did happen, it did take a toll on my schoolwork and my concentration. My grades did take a dip a little bit, but I ended up bringing it back. So I ended up getting with 3.6. I could have got higher, but it is what it is. 3%. It was like a 3.6, 3.7. But anyway, so that happened. Put myself through high school. Finished my senior year, and then graduated. Walked, all that good stuff. 2 months after I walked, I graduated and walked, I joined the Marine Corps, the United States Marine Corps. I did 4 years of active duty in the United States Marine Corps. I did 2 combat deployments overseas to Iraq during that time. During that time that I was in the Marine Corps, if you know anything about the military, you will know that it is a melting pot of not only personalities, but ethnicities. And every one of them were my brother and my sister. I saw no race, saw no color, saw no sex, saw no background, saw none of that. I knew that I was there for a reason. I joined the Marines because I believed in something bigger than myself. I believed that I had a calling to do something bigger than me. I loved people. I loved society in general. I loved my friends. I loved my family. And I loved the opportunities that I was given by the country that I'm in. So I decided that it was my job, my duty, to go and serve for those purposes, for those reasons. Everything I just mentioned in my mind was worth fighting for and defending. And that was my mindset. And I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, but I knew that I had to make sacrifices. And I was willing to do so. So I did that. Okay? I got out of the Marine Corps because of a relationship I was in. I was married and then divorced. Made decisions based off of that marriage that, if I wasn't married at the time, I didn't have to make the decision. I'd probably still be in the Marine Corps. But it is what it is. It's a life experience. Got out. And all that good stuff. And now I'm here. I'm doing this. I have a full-time job as well right now. I do personal protection. I'm not going to say when, where, and how. But that's where I'm at now. Okay? Mind you, through all of what I just said, people are going to say, in the beginning of what I was saying, that I'm white, I'm a white straight male, therefore I'm privileged, and I have had not to struggle through anything in life. Okay, whatever. That's your opinion, it is what it is. I just explained to you all the stuff that I went through to get to where I'm at now. Split family, issues in family, didn't have money, worked for everything I got, I grinded everything out, and I know what peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are. I know what ramen noodles are. I've eaten everything that comes with all that. I know what off-brand cereal is. I know what putting water in your cereal is because you have no milk. I know all that stuff, okay? I've lived it. I've done it. So if you're going to sit there and mock me or judge me on this video because I'm a white, straight male living in the United States and I haven't had the struggle, then you're very wrong. What the fuck are you doing? Really? And there's asshole drivers. That guy just cut me off to get over the front of the flame. So, anyway, with that being said, okay, I understand that there are things going on, things in the world. What the fuck are you? Okay. There's social issues going on and stuff like that, and for me to say this whole Black Lives Matters, Brown Lives Matters, and all this other stuff, I had this argument with somebody the other day. All lives matter, and they said that if you're a white male, or if you're a white individual in person, or white individual altogether, you have no right to say that all lives matter, which is arrogant and stupid of anybody that thinks that. Because when I say all lives matter, I'm saying my life matters, I'm saying your life matters, I'm saying whether you're white, black, brown, yellow, orange, green, purple, fat, skinny, tall, short, male, female, deciding what you are as transgendered, you're gay, bi, straight, doesn't matter. Your life matters. Your life matters. Not only does your life matter to you, but your life matters to somebody else in general. But your life matters overall. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like I said, I see no difference. I see no skin color. I see no sex. I see you as a person. Your life matters. So, people saying that when white people say all lives matter, that is just a way for them to insert themselves into the lives matter movement. No, it's not. That's a person making a compassionate statement saying that all people matter. It doesn't matter where you came from, whether you're in the U.S. or Uganda, whether you're, gay, straight, bi, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? Whether you lived in poverty your entire life or you fell into, financial security, it doesn't matter who you are. Your life matters. So that's my idea on all that. And for all the people that don't have or have that narrow mind to say, nope, it's just a Black Lives, Brown Lives Matter movement. Your life does matter. Your life 100% matters. I agree with that. But so does the Asian. So does the white guy. So does the Native American. So does the Polynesian. You do too. So does the Hispanic, the Spanish. Okay? It doesn't matter. We all fucking matter. And if you are watching this video and you've had a hard time to put yourself in a certain place and say, where is my place in this world? Your place is in somebody's heart somewhere. But not only is it in somebody's heart, but your place is to do something that you might not have figured out yet. So give it time. You'll find your niche. You'll find your place. Don't let people stop you. Don't let the haters stop you. Anybody that argues with you, okay, I've always said this, is that if you don't have haters, then you're not doing what you're doing right. Okay? If you don't have haters, then you're not doing right. You're not doing life right. If you're doing life right, you're gonna have haters. Because haters are people that see you doing something that you enjoy and that you are successful at, something that you just maybe not making money at, but makes you happy and enjoy your life, and you're just ecstatic, and you have this, this happiness around you, and you spread that to other people, that cheer and that joy. They get mad because they don't have that. They could have that. They just need to pull their heads out of their asses and stop hating life and start enjoying what's around them. Start moving the people that are negative out of their life and start enjoying the people that bring that positive vibe to them. Most likely, people that are hating, that are racist, bigoted, whatever the case may be, they have been molded by a certain person, a certain group, a certain way of thinking, and they're not thinking for themselves, which means that they are mentally weak. They were mentally weak, and they need to strengthen their own mentality by thinking for themselves. They need to think about what's going on in life. They need to think about where they came from. They need to think about the struggles that they've been through, and stop saying it's not fair. No shit. Life isn't fair. Life is never gonna be fair. If you're successful and you're goal-oriented and you go after what you want, you're gonna learn very fast that life is there to derail the shit out of you. But to succeed, you need to fail. To be a leader, you need to learn how to follow. So that's okay. If you get knocked down, only thing is if you stay down. If you stay down, the only person you have to blame is yourself. Fight for what you want. Fight for what you believe in. And put it in your heart, not just in your head. Because if it's just an idea, but you aren't in it, it's not going to work. Take that thought and make it something that you like, that you're compassionate about, that you love, and that you want to do, and go after it. Whether that be a small thing. Like, I'm going to run and knock out all my chores today. I'm going to run and knock out all my responsibilities today. I'm going to go to the bank today. I'm going to nail this. I'm going to nail it. Do the stuff that I've been procrastinating. I'm going to knock that out. To, all right, I have a business plan. I have a business idea. How am I going to do this? How am I going to implement it and go after it? You're going to fail. 100%. You're going to fail. But in those failures are lessons. And in those lessons, you will learn right away that success is molded from those lessons. So that being said, guys, I'm about ready to go to work. I'm showing up right about now. I need to shut it off because I can't record in the area that I work in. So, just remember what I said. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Please, again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like the video and like the topics, please smack that thumbs up and give me a like. And please, in the description below, please drop some topics you would like me to talk on these vlogs, on these rides. So as always, guys, have fun, be safe, be you, stay beautiful, and I will see you guys later. Take care, have fun, bye-bye.